AITA for asking my girlfriend to watch my favorite movies with me? Throwaway because last weekend was my M28 birthday. My girlfriend, F25, had asked what I wanted to do and I said I wanted to watch my favorite movie trilogy, LOTR. I don't think my girlfriend was thrilled, but she didn't say anything and agreed. She has seen them before and I don't think she really likes them very much, but she knows I love them, so she doesn't really say anything besides they aren't really her thing. But I really wanted to make a day of watching them on. I went over to her house because she has a really big comfortable couch. About 10 minutes into the first movie and I look over and she is browsing on her phone. I was a little miffed but didn't say anything. She basically scrolled her phone the entire movie. When we started the second movie, she opened a bottle of wine and proceeded to drink the whole thing, while still sitting on her phone. I was pretty irritated at this point because she wasn't even paying attention at all. The third movie started and by then she had opened another bottle of wine and was asleep within the first 20 minutes. I was really mad at that point and just left and went home. A few hours later I got a text asking where I went. I told her I was mad that she couldn't pay attention to my favorite movies on my birthday. She told me I was an AmItheAsshole and to grow the hell up. I've texted her a couple times but she hasn't responded. Edit. This has really blown up and I've gotten a little overwhelmed, but I do accept that I was thesshole. Watching 9 hours of movies that she hates was definitely too much on ask and I shouldn't have reacted the way I did. I just took it personally because I felt like she didn't even try, and these movies are important to me. The fact Thatch isn't much of a drinker and drank this much kind of set me off. I called and left her a voicemail apologizing. AITA for telling my son and his fiancée I won't pay for the wedding if I can't invite some family members. Throwaway account I54F have 3 kids, the one pertaining to this postie's 26 meters, we'll call him Caleb. Caleb has been with his fiancée Ashley 26F for 4 years and they recently got engaged. I have offered to pay for their wedding, with 2 stipulations: they use a wedding planner. I feel this is essential due to the size of the event and the amount of money going into it. I have 8 people I'm inviting, older relatives that I'm close with. They both agreed to a wedding planner and said they will look for one that they feel comfortable with. The issue is Ashley does not want me to be able to invite anyone. Caleb knows the relatives well but it's not super close with them and Ashley has only met them a few times. The wedding is going to be a very large and grand affair. She comes from a very large family and we have a very large family. We're expecting 300 to 400 guests and I've given them a budget of $150, USD. Caleb says he doesn't care, but it makes Ashley uncomfortable since she doesn't know them that well, and it's her day. Her family is saying that I am ta, even though they aren't willing to continue financially. I don't care about any of the other details of their wedding. Whatever they choose is fine as long as I get the 2 things that I want. So Reddit, am I ta? Edit. The 8 people are my aunts and uncles. They helped me a lot with the kids. We don't come from money. I was in a severe car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. With the lawsuit money, I made some investments that turned out to be very lucrative. Without their help between watching the kids and financially, I would have been up Hits Creek without a paddle when my kids were younger. Edit 2. I see a lot of people saying that she's a gold digger, but I do not agree with that. Her father is a very well-respected and sought-after criminal defense attorney in our area. Her mom runs an at-home business. Ashley is currently a surgical intern, whereas Caleb is an RN. Her parents paid for all of them to go to college, which is why they are not willing to contribute financially towards a wedding. I just got done having lunch with Caleb to talk to him about the conundrum we're in. He said that he hasn't spoken to her about what they've done for use in the past. He did not realize that it would be such a big deal for them to come and figured because of their age they would not want to come. Ashley knows the majority of the family really well because I host birthday parties for all 3 kids, as well as a 4th of July barbecue every year. My aunts and uncles rarely attend the events that I throw because it's hard for them to get around. I'll update after Caleb gets back to me about their talk. AITA for telling my mom outrageous lies and making her look ridiculous? My mom refuses to believe me when I tell her I don't know something. When I still lived at home, she would ask me personal questions about my brothers or my friends. I tried to explain that I had no way of knowing what my brother, who was away at university, was doing for the weekend. Or why my friend had colored. It didn't matter. The questions never stopped. So I have developed a method to deal with her. It has 4 stages. If she asks me something that I know or have the ability to Google, where did Brendan Fraser do 4th last decade, then I answer her question to the best of my ability. If she asks me a question that I have no way of knowing, I tell her clearly that I don't know. If she persists, I come up with a random but plausible answer. For example, when she asked me what my friend from high school, who is married to my brother's wife's sister, was doing with his old car when he bought his new car, I told her that he traded it in. When she doesn't believe the plausible story, then he go nuts. So when she said that she had spoken to Tommy's sister-in-law and he wasn't trading it in them, I come up with a random story. The car was stolen, and when the cops found it, the entire trunk was packed with coolers full of dead squirrels and elk meat. So they are keeping it as evidence, and that's why HE is getting a new Bronco. I don't know why, but she believes the weirdest height I come up with and PSSES it on as facts. This has now bitten me in the ass. My brother said that when she was over there visiting, she asked him about the squirrels and elk meat, and that it made the visit weird. Everyone is mad at me for misleading my mom and for her embarrassing herself at my brother's house. I think she needs to learn that I don't know everything and that she should accept that as an answer. AITA for still getting a babysitter for my 16-year-old son? I, 42F, work weekends and is a single mom to my son. Since I'm not home on the weekends, I hire a babysitter for my son just so I know he's okay. My son is mad at me for thinking he still needs a babysitter and says it's embarrassing to have one when he's almost 18. I told him it's only because I want him to be safe, but he still doesn't think he needs one. AITA? And #X200B. Edit. There's a few people asking if he can drive, and yes, he has a driver's license and he uses his father's car. And #X200B. Final edit. He saw my post and was worried I would catch him, so he told me they've been together for a while now and I'm not sure what to do at this point. I'm definitely firing her and grounding him on, probably going to forbid him to see her. Thanks for the warnings. AITA for hating a puppy. I'ma preface this with I hate dogs. Can't stand them. I think they are gross. I avoid them. I do anything I can to not have them in my life. I have a 6-month-old son. Best kid in the entire world. We are at the neighborhood park, not a dog park, and all dogs are supposed to stay leashed. And my son, my wife and I are having a picnic. It's going great. Baby is on a big blanket and the time of his life, rolling around, playing, giggling. It's a blast seeing him so happy. We are semi-near a walking path. Next thing I know, there is a pair of puppies coming right at us. They are unleashed, and their owner is just standing on the walking path looking at them running toward us. I didn't notice them until they were pretty much on our blanket. At that, picked up my son and yelled WTF to the guy. He looked appalled that I didn't enjoy the stunt his dogs and him pulled. My wife is yelling at him, I'm yelling at him. I straight up say, I hate your dogs, can you get them? His puppies are just sitting on our blanket expecting to get petted. I start walking toward the guy and am yelling at him to get his dogs. He starts getting mad at us. He says they are friendly and just wanted to play, they aren't going to hurt anyone. I tell him he just ruined our lunch. He excuses his and the dog's behavior by saying they are puppies. I don't care, I just want them and his dog's gone. I'm just cussing at him continuously. He's telling me to calm down, but I'm hot. I continue cussing and he finally grabs 2 dogs and is like, who doesn't like puppies? He finally leaves. Buddha ruined our lunch. In hindsight, I may have been too aggressive with him. AITA? AITA for canceling my daughter's vacation because of how she treated her friend? Throwaway for obvious reasons. My 42F daughter, Abby, recently turned 18. Her father, Max, 43M, took off before Abby was born and came back ready to take responsibility, and the court gave him 50% custody. He's been taking care of roughly 60% of Abby's financial needs. To make up for the 5 years he wasn't there, he spoiled her rotten no matter what I said, and I think this is why she gained so much weight in her preteens and teens. Disclaimer. I believe every body is beautiful, so don't come at me. Abby embarked on her weight loss journey a year ago, and we set up a milestone reward system where I'd buy her a little gift every milestone she crossed. 4 months ago she asked that I don't get her any more rewards and add it up to her birthday gift. And for her gift she wants a vacation I will pay for her and her friends instead of the huge party I had promised for her 18th. I said okay. Fast forward to last weekend, we started preparing for her vacation. I called the other 2 girls' parents to confirm the girls would be, and learned Abby's best friend Betty isn't going. Betty loves traveling and was looking forward to the vacation, so I asked why. Apparently Abby uninvited her because she is too chubby to look good in pictures. I calmly talked to Abby and reminded her how Betty would feel being left out for such a reason, and she went off with, I didn't work so hard for this vacation, so my pictures will be ruined. Long story short, I insisted Abby should apologize. to Betty for body shaming her and reminded her how horrible she felt when people did it to her not even more than a year ago. I also threatened to cancel the vacation if she didn't apologize because although I am glad she is so confident in her own skin now, it is not an excuse to put others down. She stormed off and went to her dad. I later received a call from my very angry telling me off for making decisions for Abby and using this as an excuse to cancel. He also insisted he pays extra 10% for Abby's needs, so he demands I don't cancel. I told him off for enabling her bullying and hung up, then called Abby and reminded her I was not asking her to invite Betty if she doesn't want to, but to apologize for how unnecessarily mean and hurtful she was. She didn't. Instead, she tried to get Betty to talk to me and tell me she lied about being uninvited and that she, Betty, canceled because she wasn't feeling well. When Betty said no, she sent a ton of hateful texts and body-shaming insults I can't even write down. Betty sent me screenshots, so I canceled the vacation. My ex tried to rebook, but it's a very popular place with a long waiting list so soon. After I canceled, the girls were replaced with other people. My ex and Abby think I'm an off for canceling the vacation and my daughter is not talking to me. Some of my friends agree on my approach while others think I should have put my daughter first. So AITA? Her birthday was on 10th and vacation would have started yesterday. ETA because it's being brought up. Abby losing weight, how she wanted to lose it, and how she wanted me to support her on her journey. The gifts were entirely her choice.